Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. And that is an ongoing thing. We have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. And I've been on every single day for 3.5 years. And you have made this community possible by keeping us safe. Thank you. And thank you for being here and being so kind to each other. And you've been so kind to me. Thank you. If you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose. Or if you would like, you can listen back on, say, 1.25 speed. I do that a lot on YouTube. Which one are you? Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, sorry. Still, everything, but got everything sorted out except my nails. All right, just almost. So, yes, this is what's going on right now. An eclipse is going on. And I thought we would start there today. We're just talking about what does it mean? What does it do? So at 1:30, something like that, make it 1:30. Okay. Hello, everybody. Oh, and the nails today. They're pink and pumpkins. So, okay. Anyway. So if anybody is, if you don't know what an eclipse does, like what's the big deal? Why is everybody talking about it? Yeah, it looks cool if you're in the path, which is over there. It's the red line. Right now, the epicenter, the strongest point of the eclipse right now is over the Gulf of Mexico. And then it will go down. Looks like it's going to hit the Yucatan Peninsula and then keep going. Anyway, for as long as it lasts, but it went over the U.S. today. So it is an eclipse day. We have annual eclipses. This is not the first eclipse for, 800 years. No, we have them all the time. And in fact, the only reason we don't have an eclipse every month is because of wobble. The lineup, the ecliptic for the solar system is on that plane, that flat plane that we're all spinning around, this disk. Well, the moon going around the Earth, the way it's going around the sun, there's a little bit of wobble. But it is not everywhere where you will get an eclipse. It is a really interesting fluke that our moon is the size that our sun is, the size that it is, our moon is the size as it is, and that moon is at an exact distance that when it lines up perfectly. So it's unusual. So we are blessed with that lovely coincidence, cosmic coincidence. As far as what it means, okay. I have a silly way of explaining this. Hear me out. Let me throw this away. Okay. Hear me out. Think of the planets, all right, and the moon and the sun in astrology. They're the luminaries, but just think of them. Okay, we're going to pretend they're planets. Okay, think of each planet as a smell. I know. Hear me out. Okay, as the planets are zipping around, you can get. They can smell quite lovely. That's nice. That's a lovely smell. Venus goes by. Oh, what is that? It's like beautiful roses, and it's lovely. Or maybe maybe Mars is that wonderful kind of there can be wonderful kind of vaguely metallic, like or smells from in a forge, where you get the smell of the fire and the metal, and you can, if you're going past it, it can be this powerful, creative, action oriented. It's like, ooh, okay, I got it, all right, okay. Now that's when they're just zipping around. They're just going about their business. Do. Oh, well, the rose garden, that must be Venus. Oh, it smells like that lovely wood fire smell of the forge. That's nice. Earth and fire, and or anything from Sagittarius is going to be something exotic from a far off land. Well, where I'm from, is that jasmine? Lovely. Okay. Now, the problem is when you get something that is together, it can be good, or now how do I put this? Okay. Pluto went direct Tuesday. All right. And let me switch over and go to this to show you something. Okay. All right. Pluto's right here at the end. It is. Do I have my? Yes. It's Mr. Pencil. He's back. All right. Hello, Mr. Pencil. Pluto is up here. All right. And Pluto was zipping along and went into Aquarius and then backed up. Right? It went retrograde. Now, on Tuesday, it started moving forward again. But before it started moving forward again, it had backed up. Whoa, back up. And then in order for it to start moving forward again, it had to sit there. It went stationary. All right. And what happens when that happens is that it gets really powerful in that spot. And that whole area just really, really, really smells of Pluto, the underworld, which can be the Elysian Fields, but it also has a little bit of stink from the pit of Tartarus. And, it's maybe a tiny bit of wet dog from Cerberus. Anyway, that it just sat there. And so for the day after day after day after day, it was like, whew, okay. And the longer it sat there, the stronger the smell got. Now, it's possible that Pluto was in a good aspect to another planet, a different smell. If it was, depending on where the other planets were, you can get something that, it works together. Okay, I like it. Or it can be like at square of each other, in which case they kind of, the undertones kind of clash. Whew, okay. So I know this is goofy. What's happening with this? The moon moving across the face of the sun. So normally happens all the time. The moon comes along, this wherever the sun is, it's there. The moon zips around and comes around and comes around as it just continues on. The sun just continues on, and the moon's just zipping around. Well, on this time, it lined up just so. So it's there. The luminaries are the biggest things in our sky. They're huge. They have a bigger effect. They affect things over more degrees to either side than do the planets. Planets usually affect depends who you talk to, maybe 3 degrees in either direction, as much as 5 degrees if you're really generous. But the moon and the sun affect almost 10 degrees in either direction. So wherever they are, there's a whole 20-degree spot that's just they're affecting. And when they're in the exact same spot, boom. And let me tell you, they're so big. And when they are lined up just so, think of it, the smell is overpowering, and it can be good, it could be bad, but when it's this potent, that's where you get the headaches. That's where you get the, whew. We're good, but it's not messing around, and it's just like, okay, this can end soon, because it's wonderful, but oh man, anything will give you a headache if you get too much of it, or some variation thereof. And that's what happens with eclipses. Things kind of happen all the time with planets moving, but they're zipping along. And only once in a while do you get planets that are stationary. It doesn't happen, it's not like all the planets go stationary at the same time. So we're used to a certain amount of background energy, smell, where when this happens, it's just like, oh, man, whoa. That's what's going on. Lisa Graham says, Pluto needs to be shown the nearest portal. There we go. The eclipse, partial eclipse is happening still in Texas. Let me make myself smaller. Down there in the corner, that is where the height of the eclipse is at the moment. And that red dot is moving southeast. It's gone through the US, and now it's moving through Central America. Okay? So that's what's going on there. Yeah, it's rainy, completely rainy in Chicago. I saw nothing. So, so anyway, this will pass, obviously. And in 2 weeks' time, we get the opposite effect, which is it takes the moon 28 days to go around the Earth. In half of that, so in 2 weeks, the moon will be on the other side of us. So we will be between the sun and the moon. And the shadow of the Earth will fall across the moon. And we get a lunar eclipse. So that's what's happening in 2 weeks. So, and like I said, this happens about once a year. So, rarely you'll get like 2 in a year, early and late, but generally it's once a year. And we're going to be okay. But it's potent energy. I mean, it's really kind of, okay. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, Cosmic Goat Lady says, I was wondering why I was getting headaches. And Lois says, awesome. Okay, I'm so glad that made sense. I'm so glad that made sense. I was trying to make it make sense. There's some people who try to make it more than it is, and there are some people who try to make it less than it is. And I just find you can't ignore it. Unless you have the sensitivity of a brick, unless you are completely cut off from any kind of subtle feelings, you're going to feel it's like almost like a pressure or like an overwhelming smell. There, it's just like, okay, because even the most lovely smell, if you get too much of it, okay, back up. So anyway, thank you, Mr. Pencil. Okay, moving on. Oh, okay. Mal has a good question. What happens to the chart of someone born on Mars? Well, on Mars, you're not going to get a full solar eclipse. You're not. There are 2 there are two moons going around Mars, but they're pretty small. And one of them is, it'll take a long time, but one of them is on its way out. It's not going to be there forever. Lois says, Mr. Pencil should be a thing on this channel. I tried that, but people were complaining. Anyway, but if you were born on Mars, it's we don't know. How is the Earth? In theory, you'd have the same effects on the other planets. It'd have the same effect on you, but you're not going to have Mars affecting you. You're going to have Earth affecting you. What effect do we have? We're not entirely sure yet. So we will find out. And that's one of the things about astrology is some of it may seem like, well, that's kind of goofy. But these people have been watching this, thinking about it, making correlations for century upon century upon century. And it just doesn't go away. No matter how much the church has tried to get rid of astrology, no matter how much science has tried to say, oh, no, you can't prove it, we're here like, but it works. It just, so like me, I'm just like, I'm not trying to convince anybody. Same way with my other spiritual beliefs, my belief in using tarot cards or as a tool or whatever. I have my beliefs, and I'm not here to convert anybody. So, we don't know yet. And the people, I just saw a short on YouTube. There's a like 20-minute documentary, kind of fake documentary thought experiment with a whole lot of AI graphics, which is, what if we create a large space vehicle and we could go really, really fast. It would take about 100 years for people on that ship, excuse me, to reach Proxima B, the nearest planet that is vaguely habitable. It's actually bigger than Earth, but they think it actually has some. Anyway, once people are there, what will their astrology be? We don't know. We just don't know. And we won't know until there's been a lot of just observation done, because we don't yet understand how those energies are affecting us. So, yes, Mars and moons, Phobos and Deimos. Is it Deimos that is not going to be there forever? Is that the right one? I can never remember. Oh, Mr. Dream was asking, what if you have a moon in Cancer? Hello, fellow moon in Cancer person. It means... Come here, Mr. Pencil. All right. I better take over the screen. Excuse me. Down here, this is Cancer, right here. And it is the first of the water signs. It is very sensitive. It is ruled by the moon. And so the moon goes there and the moon is happy. Now, the moon is your emotions, is your emotional nature. And think of it this way. Over these last number of years, we have had Neptune, this trident right here, which rules Pisces, this 12th house. Neptune has actually been moving through Pisces over the last number of years. It entered Pisces in 2012, and we got this flood. It rules the immaterial. It rules art. It rules CGI. We had this explosion of CGI. Matter of fact, the Avengers, the big Avengers movie came out in 2012. But all through here, when a planet returns to its own sign, it just lets it all hang out. It's like, okay, I'm home. So it's going to get on the ratty sweatpants. It's going to let it all hang out. And while that's good for art, it's good for spirituality, it's good for a lot of things, it can be a little too much of a good thing, in which case you get the immaterial in things like it being hard to nail down the truth. Where somebody lied like a rug constantly, and you couldn't quite manage to nail him down, and just a lot of that, part of that at least, is because Neptune went home and let it all hang out. And anything that's immaterial, you can't, it can have good things, but it can also make a whole lot of lying, a whole lot of not being able to nail people down on what they're saying, right? So it can be too much of a good thing. Down here, since the moon rules Cancer, down here, it goes home. And it's nurturing. This is the house of home, of childhood, of this is big mom of the zodiac, which is opposite big dad of the zodiac up here. Big mom of the zodiac down here. Nurturing. I mean, I have a running joke that anytime anybody walks away from me, as I say, you know, have a good day, I yell after them, be back by 10, take a sweater. So nurturing, I want to help. I mean, you know, it makes you very sensitive. It can be a little much, a little overbearing. It is a cardinal sign. It's the first sign in one of the quadrants. So it takes action, like a, you know, mom taking action, that kind of thing. So that's what that means. All right. Ta-da. All right. So I'm going to zip down here. Lisa 4-4, stupid question. How do you get all the information about personal astrology? Birthday, time of day, and where you were born. Yeah, you just get your chart done. There are places online. You can get your chart at Cafe Astrology has a good free thing. Astro.com has a free thing, on and on. So just having a quick look. Katie Arbuckle says, yeah, opioids kind of became popular back in 2012. Oh, yeah. If somebody becomes an addict, have a look at where Neptune is in their chart. So, yeah. Moon for Scorpio. This is Western astrology. Scorpio's up here. It's the second water sign. You can see the little down here. You've got the little drop, the little droplets. Those are the water signs, and it likes Scorpios very much. We like I'm a Scorpio sun, so we like emotion. Going down into the emotional depths. Easy. Anyway, all right. Let's move on to the other questions for today. Silly questions. What do the numbers on the pumpkin mean? Oh, they're pumpkins. I don't think they're numbers. They're just cute little pumpkins. So, all right. Let's go back here. Let me stop that screen, change to this, oh, the kitty, and let's do this. Thank you, Mr. Pumpkin. So, okay. All right, so at, oh gosh, 25 minutes in, holy buckets. I talk a lot. All right. All right, so I got that sorted out. So we have a few questions about the House of Representatives. Oh, lucky us. But at least we have a democracy where we can still, this is still an issue where we can at least talk about it and we can vote and do something about it. So move that up. All right. So Tamie Wilson. Do you know of Tamie Wilson? I did not know of. Oh, thank you, Mel. I'll think about that. There are links to the tarot cards. There are links in the description box. So, Tamie Wilson is challenging Jim Jordan in the newly redrawn 4th Congressional District, according to local reports. She now says she thinks making Jordan the GOP nominee for Speaker of the House will expose him in the eyes of the general public. Quote, "You are finished," unquote. Democrat running to unseat Jim Jordan promises he will be exposed. So, Jimmy Jim. You're got a newly redrawn, very much gunning for your seat. So before we even get to the House, this is back in Ohio. Oh, Jimmy Jim. Mystic Dreamer says, my first cat was a black kitty named Bobby. I was 9 months old, trying to call her to my crib. According to Mom, that's why I learned to talk. Oh, I'm gonna die. That's so cute. All right. Jim Jordan. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that good energy. Two of Pentacles. Oh, little on edge, little dodgy, little unstable. Marie Sutton, is Wilson a Democrat or a Republican? It says she's a Democrat. All right, get this out. Deborah Johnson says we're all going to have to break to take showers after this. I hear you. All right, King of Pentacles, first card. Yeah. You're all fuzzy, Autumn. Go down and there should be a gear symbol somewhere. If you run the cursor over and if you up the playback speed, not the playback speed, if you up the quality of the video to, I think it goes up to 1080, I should clear up. But I do have a low internet warning, so that might be part of it too. All right. 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands, Knight of Cups, Chariot. This is Jim Jordan, King of Pentacles. I don't know why he's not. I guess he's not a King of Wands because Trump is a King of Wands. But yeah, Mr. Conservative. And this is him being all buddy-buddy, part of the Trump crew. But all of them are on the defensive. And the closer we get to the next election, the more they're going to be on the defensive. And look at this Knight of Cups. Look at this lovely, lovely Democrat working hard. And Chariot is big movement. So this knight has access to a chariot. Let me see if I can find out more information. Valerie Sargent says, my youngest son refused to say mama. He'd put his hand out and make kissy sounds and say, Diddy. I was his first cat. I love these stories. I love these stories. Yikes. So Michelle L. says, I'm thinking Ohio 4 may have a special election before November 2024 if Jordan's indicted. Let's see what else I can find out. Oh, sorry. Jeez, I keep hitting the microphone. Thank you, Rexa. Three of Swords. Ouch. Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Nine of Wands, 10 of Wands. Why have I got a Six of Pentacles and a Seven of Pentacles? Charity next to Fruits of Labor. Hold, please. Before I even show you this, I want some clarification on that. Moon, World, Queen of Cups, Five of Cups. Okay, energy's not straightforward. There are going to be some other things coming in. This is not going to be just a, Jim Jordan is running for re-election and he's being challenged by Tamie Wilson, and and then they have their policies and we get to election day and everybody votes and somebody wins. It doesn't feel that way. So, whoa, hello, work with me here. So I've got this card of charity, but Fruits of Labor. And so gaining a lot of charity perhaps, but this is someone in red walking away from all of the cups. All of the people voting for Democrats is in the center. This is the Nine of Wands, so Jimmy Jim feeling all beaten up, and the burden of the far right. This does not bode well. This could also be Jimmy Jim's struggling, but maybe the people working against him to take a seat, make more money. So I asked for some clarification, and I got the Moon. And again, I keep getting, there's some weirdness coming, and I wonder if it's January 6th indictments coming and trials. I wish they'd kind of move that along. So if there's a possibility some of the trials could begin, because otherwise all these people are going to try to put all of this off until after the next election, and we can't have that. Move. I mean, some of them will be. I mean, obviously they're not going to be able to get it all done before a year from next month, but come on, move along. Come on. World, Queen of Cups, Five of Cups. So this is a big ending for Jordan. This would be the woman who defeats him. This is a card of disappointment. I'd love to say that it's Jimmy Jim feeling disappointed, but there's something, her feeling disappointed in some way. So maybe she isn't the person who beats him or in the election, but there's some very convoluted energy here. This is not straightforward, and it does not bode well for Jimmy Jim. And where is George? Is it George Clooney who sorted out, who produced a documentary about Jim Jordan? And I thought they even showed it at one of the film festivals. And then I haven't heard anything since. So Sonia Anderson says there's a documentary about the Ohio state abuse coming out soon. Let's hope so. Janelle Espinosa is asking, yes, where is that film? CM says it comes out next year. I hope so. I hope so. All right, so Now we're back in the actual House of Representatives at 3510. Thank you for being here today. The headline is, in quotes, terrorist, unquote. Jim Jordan demolished by former GOP insider as Speaker vote looms. Former GOP comms director Tara Setmayer rained heck on the Republican Party for desperately hoping Representative Jim Jordan can pull the chaotic House GOP caucus together as the new Speaker. Glenn Byrd had said Jordan has no chance of becoming Speaker. The House went home for the weekend. If they do nothing, they can't be blamed. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Yeah, they've run away. Morgan Marshall suggesting a messed up election in places, but overall it's going to be okay. I think it's just Democrats are going to do very well, and the Republicans, especially the far right, are going to get really upset. Take away women's rights and then see, gosh, you don't get put in power. Imagine that. Anyway, so yes, Speaker Jordan. This feels like 3 cards. Jimmy Jim. Oh, Miss Couture, thank you. Strength. Again, this feels like the Democrats over on their side of the aisle. How about Jeffries? How about we all just vote for Jeffries? Boom, death card. Hello. 10 of Swords. Out in the cold 5 of Pentacles. If this does not say that Jim Jordan will not be the next Speaker, I don't know what does. So, the human air horn. He just gets in front of a camera or microphone and... Mm-hmm. Amy Jones says Scott got voted down yesterday. Mm-hmm. So, eek. Okie dokie. Wrong pipe. What was that? Hang on. What was that? Absolute silliness. Sorry about that. All right, we're at 38:30. Elflower One Stars is asking, how long will President Biden wait for a speaker? Is there a timeline? I don't believe he has any power to do anything. Let's make this 39. Lila Integral Soul said, I'm worried about the USA being vulnerable because of Tuberville blocking military appointments and Cruz and others blocking appointing ambassadors. Yeah. Is the US unprepared in case of an attack? Well, this won't help. How is the US? How are we doing? Yes, and I saw in the chat earlier you were talking about, I'm afraid I don't remember who it was, who was saying that Biden does have the power to promote a certain number of people to a certain level, so to get past Tuberville, but it's limited. That's what was in the chat. Are we unprepared for an attack? All right, if there was an attack, we have a thief card here. And I'm not, this isn't, this is a thought experiment. This is not what's going to happen. I'm just saying, in general, this is a thief card. When it comes to terrorists, this is also the card that comes up, but that is not what I'm saying is going to happen. No, no, no. Okay? We're just looking at a hypothetical. Is the U.S. unprepared? Well, here's Joe Biden, our president. This is the far right. They are burdened with their own stupidity. Right now, they think that they're winning by holding things up and thwarting Biden. But, oh, and we've got Trump over here being obnoxious and stupid. This Nine of Cups is usually the guy, it's the merchant or the guy sitting there with all of the cups arrayed on a table behind him, which is the Democrats are strong. We don't have control over everything, obviously, but we're good. And there are enough of us, and there are enough of us in the government that we could make stuff happen. Giovanna is saying that Tuberville is holding up 300 senior military promotions. So Faye says, I'm starting to worry about Alaska and Hawaii. I believe we need to protect them. From whom? I'm serious. I'm just wondering who you think. Russia? It's kind of busy. Anyway, so I think we're going to be okay. Ginger Guzman is saying, I've always felt that we can get caught off guard again with 9/11. Well, of course we always could. You know, there's for the worst attacks, there's usually a lack of imagination, villain imagination on what's possible. But at the same time, for what it's worth, there was a major astrological aspect going on at 9/11. That Pluto, we know what Pluto's like. Pluto went over the U.S. ascendant, which is a big deal. And that, and where some other things were, and on and on. It just, it wasn't good. But Pluto has moved on to other things. We made it through the U.S. made it. We made it through our Pluto return. We made it. Like double dose extra Pluto with Pluto on top, plowing everything up, and we made it. It is now behind us because Pluto is moving forward. It's going to go into Aquarius January 24th, I want to say, and on into Aquarius. We made it. So, for all that the far right and the Republicans are refusing everything Democratic, no, I want none of that. I want none of that cup stuff. They're weak. Financially, the Republican Party in various states are near bankruptcy. This is a Page of Wands. This is a Unit King. This is communication. This is weak sauce. So They make a lot of noise. They're in the way, but we're going to be okay. Ginger says, I see. Thank you. We did. Oh, you're welcome. We did unite. I just pray we reunite soon. Yes, I hope so too. Visualize 70 wants to know about the astrology at Pearl Harbor. That's a whole other discussion. But I should make a note. I should. I don't have anything handy, but anyway. Okay, I've got 3. Well, I really just got 1 Trump question and 2 Trump-related questions. So at 46 minutes. And this is probably a duh kind of question, but I want to ask it. Over on, yes, Elizabeth B. Over on Raw Story, a body language expert breaks down Trump's handshakes, his various handshakes, where he yanks people and whatever, yanks their arm. And says Trump has a sadistic tendency. And water is wet. Oh, there's an idea, Sharon. But I've never just flat out asked. We know he's a narcissist. We've even had people who, with all kinds of letters after their name, who have all kind of PhDs, degrees, and you name it. Saying he's a narcissist, but is he a sadist? If he walked into a psychiatrist's office, would the psychiatrist, well, we know the psychiatrist would say, you're a narcissist, but they also say, you're a sadist. Cindy says, what does accordion playing hands mean? I don't know. I just think about if he was actually holding an accordion, how bad that would sound. Disordered thinking, delusions of grandeur. Can you imagine the notes that psychiatrists would be taking? Knight of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Star, Moon, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, these are really, this is a strong part. This is the narcissism right in the middle, the Star. These are the anger issues, the howling at the moon. This Queen of Pentacles, this is the obsession with money. This Knight of Pentacles, he was always trying to get on Forbes list, what have you, but he's pretty weak. It's just a page. So we know he gets off on watching people fight, making people fight. But for what it's worth, I don't think he's a sadist in the same way that I swear to you, my entertainment only YouTube, I swear in my opinion, MTG is a flat out sadist. Flat out. She wants to humiliate people. She wants to belittle them, make them small, hurt them in any way that she can, especially if she can humiliate them. Yell in their face. Oh, yeah, that's her main thing. Well, what I'm getting here is Trump has some legal problems ahead of him. Isolation, lack of funds. This would be probably losing Griftco, and this leaves him weak in his own eyes. So it's not his defining characteristic, but do not go anywhere near him. Do not be in a if you are trapped in an elevator with just him or something like that, protect yourself. Yeah. Whew. Raymond Pascal, MTG, why are the Israelis using their Jewish lasers? Yeah, he likes it. He likes the fighting, but it's not the same, and he's so losing power. Mostly, he's just trying to protect his ego, his little tiny blown glass sensitive ego. Okay, yeah, visualize 70 mace. If you have any pepper spray, get it. Put your hand on it in your bag. I'm serious. He is vile. Don't ask me. Ask a jury. Ask that jury. Is it safe to be around Trump? No. No. Ugh. CM says his signature shows very sadistic tendencies, just like Mussolini's. Oh yeah, the heart attack. It looks like the EKG of the heart attack he's trying to give everybody else. And a Sharpie, please. What are you, 2? You can't use a pen? Anyway. All right. But the other 2 questions are adjacent. So at 5240. Glenn had a question, and I think I looked at this a long time ago. But Glenn was wondering, is Judge Loose Cannon being paid off secretly? What I got before was that she doesn't need to be. That it can just be, it's her own beliefs, but it's clout, it's influence. The my brain just went blank. Federalist Society? Yeah, I think that's them. But she believes in the far right. She just does. Morris says Melanie's signature is almost identical to his in its spikiness. I've never seen her signature, not that I remember. Then again, I don't care, do you? Just kidding. But thank you. All right. Cannon. 2 of Cups. All right. Queen of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, Sun. King of Cups, 6 of Wands. What I'm getting is this King of Cups, this is Jack Smith and the people working for him. They haven't moved yet. But right now, she's all that. Queen, she has power. No, she's a Queen of Pentacles, though, not Swords. No, she's not the Justice card. She's not the Queen of Justice. Or swords can be legal matters. No, this is conservatism. Her far right thinking, communication, out in the sun. Everybody can see it. This is Jack Smith, and he's just watching. He's just watching this far right, what she's considering a victory. But I've got a feeling about this card for the reading, and then Jack Smith. So he and the... Let me get some more. I don't get so much that... Look, I'm not saying there's no way she's being paid off. I'm just saying that what I'm getting is more... She really believes in unequal justice. Raymond de Pascal said the Federalist Society said Trump is disqualified from running for president, citing the 14th Amendment. Oh, okay. Janelle Espinoza says she's a good fundraiser. Ah, that would explain it too. Again, Sun card. Queen of Cups, Six of Swords, Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Well, she's not going to be there forever. She's not going to simply retire at 65 or whatever. Just no. Because she is far too exposed for what she is. Yeah, Elflower 1 stars. Jack Smith has been around and he knows how to handle corrupt judges. Yeah, we can see. And these are not good decisions. But then this is running short of money or power or whatever it is, and Wheel of Fortune. It's not going to be kind to her. But for some reason, Smith, his lawyers, they're just watching right now. Why are you just watching? Why, oh why? I read on that the other day. Whatever reason no reason sounds good enough. Why they're just waiting. Yeah, Janelle Espinoza, she's a full-blown Trumper. Yeah. Roxana Lee says Trump gave her career, and she's oh so thankful. Mm-hmm. Oh, Brenda, I made Brenda laugh. That makes me happy. Dave says Cannon barely passed the bar and should be removed from the courtroom in shackles. I'm not going to disagree with you there. Lady Eva says you need a jacket now. What do you mean? All right. So, yeah, we'd have to. Amy Jones says the wheels of justice move so very slowly. Yes. Anyway, but we'll come back to her. But I did want to get to Apple's question at 58:30. Now, there's so much, there is so much going on at any given time that I sometimes have trouble keeping up with everything. So Apple was asking about Weisselberg perjury outcome. Is he being charged with perjury? Or was that from before? I don't know exactly what's going on. Hello, lucky girl. Lisa posted yesterday, the only way we're going to get rid of Judge Aileen Cannon is if she runs for Speaker of the House. That was good. Mm-hmm. That was good. Does anybody know what's going on with the Weisselberg? Deborah Johnson says it was said they stopped the trial because he perjured himself or something like that. Kim Hawkins says he prejudiced self in court yesterday. Perjured, I'm guessing. Oh, Amy Jones says Popok said yesterday he may have perjured himself at the fraud trial. Huh? Lisa Graham said he perjured himself on the witness stand. Oh. Raymond Pascal said, oh, Weisselberg said $1 billion overestimate is no problem. See, I thought he was going to be smart enough to not go back to prison, but he worked for Fred Trump, and then he worked for Trump for Trump's whole career. He's worked for Trump his whole career and been a part of all of Trump's schemes. So I keep wanting to give people the benefit of the doubt that they'll learn that you're that old, you've been to prison. Maybe you don't want to go back. Once you're out, you're like, boy, I'm not doing anything. It's going to put me back there again. Nope. Eight of Cups. That is evidence. That is collected evidence. You can say whatever you want, but there's evidence. Now, Flower One Stars says, I believe Michael Cohen is scared to testify, maybe getting threats. Well, I heard that, what I read was that he's not testifying next week because he's of a medical issue. But Rex Red says, talking about the severance package. Oh. Deborah Johnson says he wants that $2 million check from Trump. Raymond Pascal says $2 million of severance is on the line. Huh? Veronica Johannes says he's being paid to not defame Trump. Once completed, he'll receive the remainder. You can say what you want, but this is called evidence. He thinks, so that's what this is. He thinks he's set. He just has to get through this. He'll be fine. He just has to be loyal. This is being severely beaten up in the Queen of Wands. It's like this Nine of Wands, but you're in a very quiet place. And I hope your wand keeps you company. This is not going to go well for him. And if he's really been promised $2 million, what are the chances that Bragg or James or somebody is going to be like, we're going to sue you for all that money and take it away? Glenn Bird says $2 million was paid already to cover his fines before he went to prison. Thank you. Roxana Lee says, I hope he kept his Rikers library card. Yeah, Lisa Graham, it'll be monopoly money. Yes, Veronica Johannes, lifetime commissary. Knight of Pentacles, yes. Fighting for Trump. That goes well for everybody. Oh. This is not going to go well. He thinks he absolutely can get away with anything. This man has no compunction about lying. That's what I'm getting. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. But all these secrets and what, she's laughing. And this is the reality. Him massively on the defensive and losing. And in the center, Page of Cups, which means defeating this garbage, defeating him will be a toddle. So I just went through more cards. Going back to Brazen. Yes, Azalea, I read on that yesterday. Yep. Your prison cell awaits. Mr. Dreamy says he's probably a narcissist too. Honestly, again, entertainment on the YouTube. He's a con man. He is a con man. And they've got what they need to prove it. Queen of Pentacles. Three of Wands, waiting for his ship. This is, I'm going to get my money. This is waiting for his ship to come in. And this is going up the river, going back to prison. That is my card for going up the river to prison. Bye. Yes, Raymond Pascal, birds of a feather. Disgusting, vile feather. Oh, there's a kitty. Oh, am I making too much noise, sweetie? All right. Yes, Janelle Espinoza. These people have been ripping off the state of New York for decades. Yes. Well, it's actually nearly 7 minutes, 1 hour, 7 minutes. So I am going to call it for today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I didn't know that about Weisselberg. I hadn't listened yet. So thank you. All right. Whew. It was a lot today, but we're okay. We're going to be okay. All right. So it is 1:21 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel as usual. It's Sarah's day off, so it'll just be me. But you're always welcome. All right. I just want to encourage you. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. I am here every single day of the year. And tomorrow will be no exception. All right. So hang in there. You're not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. There are. Okay. So hang in there, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow.